There's a new type of church in Denver, Colorado. It is referred to as the International Church of Cannabis, where the congregation will consist of Elevationists. That's what they refer to themselves.
Elevationism.
Elevationism, yeah. So this is fun. I like this. This is the kind of church I like. The church's stated purpose is to serve as a home to adults everywhere who are looking to create the best version of themselves by way of sacred plant. Okay? The programming is expected to include guest speakers, comedians, artists, musicians, and film screenings. And so the amazing part about all of this is, look, people are criticizing it because they think it's just gonna be like a marijuana smoking club, like people are gonna get together and light up, but apparently no marijuana will be sold at the church. I mean, they might be consuming it, but the sale of marijuana is not allowed. And also, if you practice a specific type of religion, let's say you are Jewish or you're an evangelical, you are welcome to come to the church. You are allowed to be part of the International Church of Cannabis and still believe in your own faith.
Maybe.
Is it a can evangelism? Can evangelist? Who runs that?
I mean, if so, I will have a completely different view of them.
I grew up in a Baptist church. It was really boring. But can you imagine how boring this church would be? Where the guy's standing or woman standing up at the top going, "Oh my God, you guys, I saw the craziest thing today." And goes into a crazy detail about stuff.
Yeah.
Because he or she's so stoned.
I feel like it'd be a lot of fun.
Do you get to have pizza after this church?
I hope so.
They gotta be sponsored by somebody.
When the worship ceremony is over, there's pizza and Cheetos?
There has to be. Hopefully not while
that
it's
would
over,
be fun.
While it's happening. No, I actually disagree with you. I think this would be a lot of fun. First of all, I love those conversations if I'm under the influence of the devil's lettuce.
If you're at home,
right?
but like if you're in church, I mean.
Oh yeah, I'd get paranoid actually.
I bet you every sermon ends with, "Wait a minute, what was I talking about?"
Probably.
What is the definition of church? Are they calling it a church just because it's housed in a facility that actually used to be a church, or like what?
I don't know. I'm curious to see if they're referring to it as a religion or a church because of the fact that we have tax exempt status for churches. Maybe not. I don't know what their financial intentions are at all, so I don't want to be unfair to them. But I think that these are just like-minded people that want to get together and have some fun. By the way, this is the facility that it will be in. It's a 113-year-old structure in Denver's well-heeled Washington Park neighborhood.
Trippy.
I wish I lived in Denver. I never ever thought I would say that about any place other than Los Angeles, but I want to visit this. It looks amazing.
For a tour. I worry about this notion of this is the place. Not worry.
Look at that picture. You have a sort of a storky-looking person with breasts on the left.
Interesting.
And a man of brick with a beanie on. I mean, if that doesn't send you into some kind of psychosis while you're at church.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right.
Look, I gotta be honest, I would get paranoid. Like now that you really describe it and make me think about it, I'm like,
alongside the pictures?
Well, remember Andrew Keegan, when we were here together at the Young Turks, he's an actor who started a church in Venice. He started his own church. And I'm not saying that he has an Elevationist church or that marijuana is like the spine of their philosophy. But they just started a church.
Yeah.
There's this sort of sense of community that they're trying to build. You know, and I don't know what they do in these ceremonies, but it looks like they have like drumming and poems and music and just love.
It's like a hippie
and they
fest.
It's kind of like a hippie fest, I think, is what it is. Yeah.
It's either going to be great or it's going to fall apart, because this notion of this is a place where everybody can come and be their best self. Sometimes me being my best self means that I'm infringing on your best self. So I just these loose, ideas and how they're going to operate, and people are going to be high. It's just. It may not be great.
I'm a big supporter. I love it.
I like it. Look, I like it too, and I'm curious about it. Let's hear from the co-founder, Molloy. She says, "Elevationism is about elevating one's life and spiritual self-discovery through the sacrament of cannabis."
Ooh, what a sacrament.
I grew up in an evangelical Pentecostal religion with people speaking in tongues and falling on the floor. If those people are considered a real religion, then why not us?
Okay.
That's a devastating point. Got to keep it real.
And now the sacrament of cannabis. The Pope has this most amazing sacrament of cannabis. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Yeah, don't leave out rattlesnakes too. Rattlesnake handling. I mean, a lot of us
People
had to
have
go through
died
that
from that.
too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of weird shit that constitutes a religion. So why not the pot people?
Yeah.
But I just want to know what the cannabis sacrament is.
Yeah, same.
Like,
same.
what is there a thing? Like
Let's go investigate, Brian. You and I, let's go investigate. Let's do a show about it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Investigative reporting at its finest.
Absolutely.
Our journalism drive is almost over. It ends in Trump's first 100 days. We need to hire more reporters and more watchdogs. Let's do that right now at tytnetwork.com/go.